Hey guys, it's Hannah553. Welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing and review. Today we're going to be checking out the latest deluxe set from Hasbro, that being the Click and Rip launcher set. Now going over the packaging, as you can see we got a very nice image of the launcher we get in the set, along with Blast Pegasus, Click and Go. On the side it says Clip and Carry, and on the back of the box it gives you a full breakdown of everything we get. So it just talks about how you can store a bay in the launcher and that it launches right. And then a full breakdown of Blast Pegasus. So we have the Pegasus lock chip and we have the Blast primary blade. It says heavy repelling blade. And then Assault, which says strong free blade attack. And then we also get the ratchet integrated bit known as Turbo. So let's get into this launcher set. So here is everything you get in the Click and Rip launcher set. So obviously you get the Click and Rip launcher itself along with a long winder. And we of course get Blast Pegasus along with the CX assembly tool, which is pretty nice. But I'm actually going to have a quick look at Blast Pegasus first, and then I want to focus more on the Click and Rip launcher that we get. So first off, we'll have a quick look at Blast Pegasus. I won't go into full detail on this, as I have done a dedicated review of Blast Pegasus in the past, but really solid CX attack type E. So we of course have the Pegasus lock chip, looks fantastic as always. Granted, I do think the blue one from the random booster looks a lot better. We of course have the Blast primary blade, really solid attack type CX blade, still really competitively viable right now. We of course have the Assault Aux blade, pretty decent Aux blade. It is kind of in a gray area between wheel and heavy right now, so it doesn't really see as much use as it used to. Still really solid though. And we do get the Turbo ratchet integrated bit. Not the best bit, but honestly the gimmick change it has is pretty cool. Granted, the one I got in the set is a little bit faulty, but I'll talk about that when I get down to the test spins. But still, really awesome to see Hasbro finally release this. It has been really highly anticipated for when this would get a Hasbro release, and definitely delivers. But let's now really focus on what I really think is the main attraction of this set. Alright, let's focus on really the main attraction of this set, in my opinion, that being the Click and Rip launcher. So here it is in its folded up configuration. So you do get a long ripcord, which is really nice. And as you can see, there's actually some storage on the launcher, so you can actually slide this in, and you can actually keep the ripcord attached, which is pretty cool. You can pretty much do this with any of the ripcords. Here's the proto ripcord. So you can see it does fit in as well. You can also fit in the standard winder, and I'm pretty sure the dragon ripcord as well. But here's the fun part with this launcher. So you do also have a belt clip as well, so you can hook this onto the top of your pants, which is pretty nice. But you also do have a little button here, so when you push this, let's see if I can try and get this on camera. So you can see the launcher prongs flip out and the grip extends. There's also a little clip here, so you just click this in so you can fully click it into place. Comfort wise, I would say it is somewhat comfortable. But I would think a smaller hand might actually find this a little bit uncomfortable, because these are a little bit sharp, like when you put it onto your palm. Like if you're wearing gloves, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but I would say it is going to be a little bit uncomfortable for some, especially if you have sensitive hands. Now you can flip this back in if you want, so you can use the launcher like this, but you're basically just using it like a prick, or basically a large winder launcher, pretty much. But you also do have some base storage. So if I bring in actually Blast Pegasus, now you do have to take the base apart to use the storage. So if I actually chuck the bay in here and turbo like that, and then close it, so you see you can store them in there. So you can fit a bay at least. Let me just see. Can you fit? You could probably fit maybe 2 bays if you're lucky, 2 blades, but you could fit maybe some ratchets and bits in there, which is pretty cool. But of course, the main purpose of this launcher is to launch. So goes in like that. Some people have been mentioning there's a bit of resistance. I'm not really feeling it, but I'm noticing that it's kind of stopping dead quickly, like with some of the winders that don't work that well. I'll have to see how this goes, but it does feel pretty good for the most part. But yeah, I mean, I really like the looks of this launcher. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But probably the main issue that I think could be an issue but could not is that left-handed users are not going to be able to really grip this as much, because this is definitely aimed for right-handed users. So if you're a left-handed user, this might not be a great option. The only way you would be able to use it as a left hand is by holding it like that, which is, I would say, a bit awkward. But even despite this, I think this is a really cool launcher, especially considering it's been basically about a year since we've gotten a new launcher from either Hasbro or Takara. But yeah, this is really cool, and I'm really keen to see how this launcher goes performance-wise. Alright, let's now do a quick weight check on Blast Pegasus. So, Turbo weighs 12.53, the Pegasus lock chip 1.72, the Assault Ox blade 5.02, and then of course the Blast Pegasus blade 32.52. So we'll put the bay together. Oh, get on. And then, just because we'll use the CX assembly tool since it came with it. So altogether, blade weighs 39.26, and then with its ratchet integrated bit, this weighs 51.78. So not bad weights for all the parts. But let's now head out to the stadium and test out Blast Pegasus in some test spins, and mainly see how the new launcher goes. Alright, now we're going to do some test spins with the new launcher and Blast Pegasus. Now, I will say though, the turbo on mine seems to be a little bit mixed, because normally it triggers from defense to attack mode pretty seamlessly with all the other turbos I have. This one's a bit touchy, because sometimes you hear the click and then it just stays in the center. It's done that with my click and rip, and it's even done it on my standard winder. And sometimes it just ignores the defense mode entirely. It's really, really bizarre. So I will say though, the launcher feels really nice to launch with. I know a few people have been saying there's been a bit of resistance, but not feeling that with mine, so I guess that's a good thing. But I really like this launcher. Let's see if it wants to trigger. Yep, and it does it there. Literally right before I turned the camera on, it was performing just fine with this launcher. So it is really touchy. I do not know why it's not wanting to work properly. It's like, granted, I'm not going to be using this part, but I can imagine like some people that do get this might get a little annoyed that it's not working properly. See, now it's working properly. So it's a little inconsistent. I don't know if it's just the quality control just not working with this part for some reason, but whatever. And just so you can see what it does with a standard bay, I'll just use Spider-Man from the new collab pack. As you can see, looks pretty fine. And power output seems to be, it might be just a little bit lower than a standard winder, but it does feel pretty good. I'm gonna have to give it a try at a tournament just to see if it does well competitively. But power-wise, feels pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good package overall. Just for some reason, my turbo is just not wanting to work properly. But there you go. So that's it for my look at the Click and Rip launcher set. I really like this set. I think it is really, really solid. It is great to see a brand new launcher well after the left spin winder that we got well over a year ago. So really happy to see a brand new launcher from Hasbro specifically. And getting Blast Pegasus from Hasbro finally is also excellent as well. It's not perfect. I do have a few issues with the launcher, and I do have a slight issue with Blast Pegasus, but other than that, it is extremely solid. But I want to talk about both the launcher and Pegasus now individually, about their strong points and their weak points. Starting with Blast Pegasus, it is again great to see Hasbro finally release this, and it is still an extremely solid CX blade and still a very competitive blade. But it is a little bit disappointing to see that my turbo specifically is a little bit faulty. I don't know what's going on with it, but it is definitely a bit odd to see that. Now granted, it's not really the best part, but honestly, I do see people that do like the gimmicky side of Beyblades might find this a little bit frustrating and a bit annoying to use. But other than that, this is an extremely solid Bey, and definitely worthwhile to buy the set just for this blade. Now for the Click and Rip launcher, this is honestly really fun to use. I love the folding out gimmick, it's really, really fun. Plus, storing at least a Bey in its grip when it's stored up is really cool. Kind of actually makes you feel like a badass if you want to flip it out. But it's not the best launcher. It's probably a tiny bit weaker than, say, a standard winder, and I would say if you are a left-handed user, you're not going to be able to really use this launcher comfortably. Like, even folded up, you're probably better off using a standard winder. But other than that, this is still really, really fun. And we really need more launchers like this. Ones that are just fun and just, you know, just makes you want to enjoy playing. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this launcher. And honestly, if you just want something that is a little bit fun when you want a blade, definitely consider this. It's a nice option. So my final thoughts on the Click and Rip launcher set are really high. This is an excellent launcher set. You're getting a really fun launcher that, honestly, the folding out gimmick is still really fun to muck around with. And you're getting a really solid CX attack type. This is definitely a great set all around if you want either the Bey, the launcher, or both. So I definitely do highly recommend you pick this up. Definitely would be wild to try and get it on sale if you can. But honestly, I could still recommend this any time of the week. It is really, really fun. We really need more products like this, ones that are just fun to use. But that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Beyblade in the future. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And also check out all my friends' links in the description below. And also just a big thank you for letting this channel hit 500 subscribers. We just hit that the other day. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has tuned into this channel. It's just been amazing to see how much this channel has grown within the last year. But till then, I'll see you all in the next video.